Hello, my name is Justin Paul. I'm one of the captains with the Bettendorf Police Department. I'm the captain of support services. So quite often, I'll get that, well, what does the captain of support services do? And that's a great question. And so what I hope to do today is kind of just give you a little bit of an idea of what my job entails. So on a high level view, I oversee 3 different divisions within the police department. First one is criminal investigations. So criminal investigations would be crimes that our detective bureau is investigating that occur after the fact. And they're trying to solve those crimes, put the pieces together because it wasn't solved actually at the time of occurrence. So that's kind of the first part of my position. Underneath that is custodian of police records. I'm the custodian of police records. So our records department is responsible for all of the reports that come in every day, and they review those reports. Our records staff does. They review those reports, and then also we'll get requests for those reports. Could be from the county attorney's office, attorneys' offices, and then also freedom of information requests. So any of the requests that citizens might ask for. So I need to review those as the custodian of records to make sure that the release is allowed by law, and making sure that we're following those procedures. And then the third kind of overall high-level responsibility that I have is the relationship with our consolidated dispatch partner, SEC. That's the Scott Emergency Communication Center. So I attend meetings out at SEC. When you call the police department for like a call 911, you are actually talking to a dispatcher that is not a City of Bettendorf employee. So it's important that the City of Bettendorf maintains a relationship with the Scott Emergency Communication Center, and that's my responsibility. So if there are concerns, and maybe we don't understand why they handled a call the way they did, then that's my responsibility to kind of dig into that. Now, as captain of support services, I do attend a lot of meetings, lots of things that I'm involved in. So in the community there is a mental health group called the Innovation Team that really tries to look at innovative new ways to try to combat mental illness in the community. And then kind of a subgroup to that is an initiative that I'm involved in called the Zero Suicide Initiative. So that's an initiative that has come into the Quad Cities and is really trying to put a spotlight on suicide prevention. I'm part of a Scott County Mental Health Task Force. This is a task force that is law enforcement, it is judges, it is the attorneys, county attorneys, and it is the hospital staff, nurses and practitioners and clinicians, all coming together to try to find best practices to deal with mental health, mental illness in our community. I just recently started attending meetings on a Back the Blue honor flight. This is an initiative that the goal is that law enforcement officers are able to attend or fly out to DC, very similar to the Veterans Honor Flight that most people are familiar with. It's been around forever. And then the Humane Society Task Force is another task force that I'm on, and that's consistent with, you've got some of the cities involved and then the Humane Society, and it's really just trying to help the Humane Society be a very worthwhile partner here in Scott County and make sure that their practices are sustainable and that they're operating as efficient as they can. There's lots of other things, the road races that are in town. If traffic control is needed for the road races, I'll help cover one of the intersection special events. I'm also a point of contact for our officer application process. So when we open up our testing for new officers, I'll reach out to the candidates, make sure that they are kind of aware of what needs to be turned in, and making sure that they are able to come to the physical agility test and the written test. And then also completing the background investigation that comes along with doing the officer application process. Often I will receive phone calls from citizens. Most of the time they're compliments. They want to let me know what a great job our officers are doing out on the street, and how they were helpful. Every now and then there are complaints, and I handle those complaints. And one of the thing with listening to a complaint is just understanding where the complaint is coming from and kind of the circumstances behind it, but then also trying to communicate and explain why it is we do what we do. So someone may ask or complain that they got their car searched. So one might have a conversation about probable cause and maybe some of the reasons that the officer searched their car. Budgeting and future planning is always something that I'm involved in, so it's important that we continue to kind of stay on the cutting edge of technology, personnel, making sure that our department is well funded and that we communicate the needs that our department has to the city council and the mayor. And then also, one of the biggest new things that's coming up is the discussion on a new police department. And so I've been involved in that, and that is something that we will be asking Bettendorf residents to support here in the near future. So certainly, keep that on your radar, and we would appreciate the community's support with that. I often get asked what is the favorite part of my job, and I have been with the Bettendorf Police Department for over 25 years, 27 years in law enforcement, and I absolutely love building relationships in the community. And what I want is for every citizen in our city to know and to feel safe as they go out for a walk, as they run in the neighborhood, as they're out and about in the community, that they have a true sense of safety and well-being. And so I take that responsibility, and our police department takes that responsibility very serious. And it's just been, we're a great team here. I have been able to help in the hiring process of 30 officers, and so we're bringing in the best candidates that we can that really fit the culture and the mindset that we have here at the police department. So with that, I always welcome, if you have a question, if you don't understand something, certainly my phone number, it's a direct line to my office, 344-4040. I welcome phone calls at any time to try to continue that relationship between the citizens of our community and the police department.